Listen, the NBA is fun. It's great. I love watching the NBA, man. I love All Star Weekend. I love opening day. But Christmas Day in the NBA just hits a little bit different. Because you know they're going to give you the good matchups. You know all the superstars going to play. Hell, LeBron James is resting right now. I wonder if they're going to play him on Saturday with anticipation on playing him on Monday. I want to make sure everybody is healthy. Joel Embiid twisted his ankle today. Still almost had a triple double. I wonder if he plays on. I wonder if on the next game. Hmm? Christmas Day basketball is different. You got family over, opening up gifts. You got the 10 a.m. game. If you up in the mountains, and you just watching it, man. You just watching good basketball, man. The best on best. Every game is usually a playoff game, man. It's some type of playoff matchup. And we're going to talk about the NBA Christmas Day games exclusively today. This is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. I am him, JIG. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Remember, we got that Instagram, That Guy Jig on Instagram. So starting off with this Bucks and Knicks game, now Giannis has had 60 points and a triple-double all in the same week. It's been a busy week for Giannis. Been a busy week for Jalen Brunson. He had 50. This is going to be a good game. This is going to be a game to start us off right. It's in Madison Square Garden. It's in the Mecca. Spike Lee will be courtside. Chris Rock probably will be there. Teeth shining. Tracy Morgan will be there somewhere. What I'm saying is the stars will be out in New York for the Bucks versus the Knicks. Look for Giannis to do his thing. Dame Lillard. Bobby Portis continues to be that third. I said early in the season I don't like that, but hey, it's working. Who is to apologize for winning? I don't know that guy. I don't want to know that guy. I think Brook Lopez could have a good game tomorrow just because there's no Mitchell Robinson. I think Mountain Splash could have a few buckets tomorrow. I like R.J. Barrett for the Knicks. I like Jalen Brunson, man. Jalen Brunson's a smooth criminal, man. Silent assassin. Just clocks in, grabs his hard hat, takes his lunch pail, sets it to the side, does his work, grabs his lunch pail at work, he eats by himself in a corner. No words. He's just eating. Puts his food down, closes his lunch pail, picks his hard hat back up, and goes back to work. At the end of the day, he goes back to his car. He goes back home to his family. Accomplished. That's Jalen Brunson. Blue collar worker. You love to see it. Julius Randle, he has to have a good game for this to even be close. R.J. Barrett has to show up. This is going to be one of those games that seems like it's one way as far as Milwaukee could get off to a big lead and then the Knicks storm back. Or vice versa. The Bucks this year, man, they've been killing it. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. They have been doing it, especially for a team that's basically newly constructed with your two stars. They have been doing a good job. I still don't believe in it. I just don't they need that third. And I'm not saying like he has to be a superstar, but you got to have a third that's dependent. Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, and Bobby Portis, to me, those are all great sustainable fours. Those are great fourth options. But you still need somebody that's going to get you that consistent 18 to 20 points. Prefer, and this is okay to have. This is a necessity. The Denver Nuggets, for example, last year, you look at that team. You got Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. But then you look at Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. People forget Aaron Gordon is a former All-Star. Aaron Gordon is a former number 2 overall pick. What I'm telling you is the Denver Nuggets have 2 to 3 guys on that team that can give you 30 every night. They have 2 other guys on that team that can get you 15 to 20 any night. The Bucks don't have that. The Bucks have a guy that can get you 8 to 10 rebounds every night. They have a guy that's going to give you great effort and maybe intimidate somebody with his eyes. But as far as consistent scoring, that's not going to get it done. That's going to be a good game. Speaking of the Nuggets, they play the Warriors. That's the second game on Christmas. The Warriors have been hooping lately. But the Nuggets don't lose at home. So this is going to be one of those games where it's going to be a high-scoring affair. Look for Steph Curry to pull up from all over the court, man. One time I went to a Nuggets game with the Warriors, man. It's always a good game. It's just always a good game. The Warriors were down. They stormed back. Listen, if you ever get this chance to see Golden State in person, if you ever get the chance to see the Splash Brothers in person, go watch them. Because then, only when you see them in person can you realize why people hate Golden State. Only when you see them take the life out of a crowd, of a whole arena, well, then you realize why people hate Steph Curry, why people hate Klay Thompson. They only hate you when you're good. When you suck, no one hates you. That's just the facts of life. But the Warriors, man, like I said, if you ever get a chance, if you have an NBA team in your state and you get the chance to see the Golden State Warriors, go check them out. I like the Nuggets in this game. I just think with Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, Julian Strawthers, I just think this Nuggets team is really Peyton Watson. I just think this Nuggets team is really hitting a stride. They're going to start clicking. Now, don't get me wrong. Golden State has figured it out. They did find a steal. That guy from Indiana, Tracy Davis, he is a steal. And he has been hooping. That's why I like this game for a lot of points. Celtics and Lakers, this is that old school rivalry going back to before anybody else was competitive. That's how far back this rivalry goes. Lakers are at home. Boston's been kind of mid lately. But once again, man, Boston's one of those teams that shoots a lot of threes, but can you say they're good three-point shooters? They have good three-point shooters on their team, yes. But the guys who are hoisting up all these threes, I don't know if I believe in it. And they're not really that strong of a defensive team. The Lakers, they'll be healthy. They'll be good to go. LeBron James will show up on the big stage. When you have the GOAT, you're in any game. It's going to come down to D'Lo. It's going to come down to Austin Rivers. Those guys. Anthony Davis. It's going to come down to you. It's going to come down to the normal people. We know what LeBron's going to do. It's the same story over and over again. I feel like Tim McGraw and Nelly. It's the same. It's over and over. What is he going to be consistent? This is what we always ask ourselves. Is Anthony Davis going to be consistent? Is LeBron James going to get help? Do the Lakers care? These are questions we need answers. We'll get the answers. I'm very interested to see this game. I will be watching this game for sure. First basket, D'Angelo Russell. If you're gambling, man, I put D'Angelo Russell for that first basket in this game, who had the mismatch. Next game, 76ers and Heat. This is going to be one of those playoff games, man, where Jimmy Butler's jumping on the damn announcer table talking about this is my shit. This has that potential. Because Jimmy Butler loves the big game, and he loves shitting on his former teams. The 76ers cast him away and then also said that he was a bad teammate. This is personal. He took this personal. Tomorrow, this game will be personal in Miami. Look for a very amped Jimmy Butler. Look for Jimmy Butler to go nuclear. Tyler Hero's back. Bam Adebayo. This is going to be, I'm telling you, this game's going to be a good one. Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Milton, and whoever they decide to start, Nicholas Batum sometimes. It's going to be a good game, folks. Final game on Christmas is the Mavs and the Suns. Now, this is turning into a new rivalry between Luka and Booker. And Booker to me is one of those guys that he's the guy that talks shit when he has all his friends with him. You know? And he knows like he's gonna win the battle. I respect Devin Booker's game. I don't respect his trash talk. I don't believe he was talking this much before he got Kevin Durant. I don't believe he was talking this much at all. I actually believe it was humble Instagram posts of him staring and watching other teams celebrate championships. This is the same guy that's talking shit to people now. It's interesting. This is the same guy they got almost, he got 4-2 to the Denver Nuggets with Kevin Durant. Just saying. At some point, we got to start looking at these guys for who they are and stop trying to blame it on everybody else. If the Mavs get Kyrie Irving back this game, I would look for the Mavericks to win this game. Bradley Beal is injured, folks. And I'm saying internally, Bradley Beal cannot stay healthy since going to the Phoenix Suns, which is a problem if you're the Phoenix Suns because you traded a lot for him. And you traded for him with the sense of, we're trying to win a championship. If you don't win a championship, this is a fail. And there's no other way to skin it or cut it other than that. It's a fail. Some of these teams are championship or bust. And this is one of them. So the NBA on Christmas Day, you got NFL on Christmas Day as well. So pretty much from 10 a.m. Mountain Time all the way till 8:30 Mountain Time, there is either football or NBA on. So what I'm telling you is enjoy yourself. Enjoy time with your loved ones. Enjoy time with your family. This is going to be one of those good weekends where Sports Center is just going to be filled with top plays. And I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad that you're going to be a part of it. And this is that third installment. This is the third of the three. This is 3 of 3 right here. This is the NBA. This was a Christmas Day games, man. Make sure you tune in. I think there's money to be made in that Warriors-Nuggets game and that Celtics and Lakers game. Those two games right there, I think there's going to be high scoring in that Mavs and Suns game because the Mavericks don't play any defense. But these 3 games, I think, are going to be very high scoring. Giannis might flirt with a triple-double just because of how this game is going to set up for him. There's going to be a lot of doubles on Giannis in the paint. Tom Thibodeau, he's going to make Giannis a passer. So Giannis for a triple-double would not be a bad one. Jokic, the usual suspect. You know what he does. So there's gold in those hills. Luka, triple-double maybe. Just because of how these games are going to be played. Up-tempo, a lot of pace. We don't have time to wait. And always bet responsibly, man. Set your limits. Remember, Bruce Wayne had to figure out his limits the hard way. Don't be like Bruce. But at any rate, once again, this is That Guy Jig Sports Podcast. Subscribe, rate, and review. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. This is 3 of 3. And we'll see you next week. Peace.